Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. We begin tonight with our biggest story, which is the weather. Tomorrow morning, we are expecting our first snowfall of the season. So we are bringing you complete team coverage right now, getting you ready for what is ahead.
Shannon Mowdy joins Spokane County officials to talk about what they are doing to prepare for winter. But we begin with meteorologist Michelle Boss, who is tracking the conditions that we are expecting for tomorrow. Michelle?
Yeah, we got the colder temperatures today with highs only in the upper 40s. Yesterday we were in the upper 50s, but it's going to get even colder tomorrow as we take a look at temperatures across the regions. And at 45 right now in Spokane, at chilly 43 in Sandpoint, 42 in Coeur d'Alene, and just slightly warmer out in central Washington with upper 40s in Omak, Grand Coulee, and Moses Lake, and the lone 50 degrees out in Lewiston. All right, here's a look at the winter weather advisories in purple and winter storm warnings in pink that are going to be valid through tomorrow. And we're generally not looking at any heavy snowfall accumulations in the valleys, anywhere from 0 to 2 inches south of I-90. A lot of that snow is just really going to completely melt as it hits the ground, as ground temperatures are still pretty warm. But in those higher elevations in the mountains, especially across the Cascades, could be some slow going due to upwards of 8 more inches of snow above 3,500 feet, and could see some accumulating snow anywhere from 4 to 8 inches around the Silver Mountain in the area, Silver Valley of Idaho Lookout Pass. So just be prepared for some slow going if you're headed up into the mountains. Satellite and radar showing just plain old wet weather right now, mainly south of I-90, the heavier precipitation across south central Washington from Walla Walla down into Pendleton. Just a few sprinkles here in Spokane, but that rain turning over to snow tonight, and temperatures approaching freezing and just below right before sunrise tomorrow. Windy day with a high of 39 and a few additional snow showers and flurries on Thursday and Friday with highs in the lower 40s.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. And as we get ready for snow during tomorrow morning's commute, many of us here in the Inland Northwest are used to driving in winter conditions.
However, younger drivers or people new to the area might not have as much experience. So here are some quick tips to driving in the snow. They might seem obvious. Drive for the conditions, and that means driving slower and leaving extra space between you and the car in front of you. Don't use your cruise control or you could hydroplane.
Washington State Patrol says you should obviously give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going when driving in snowy conditions. So give yourself that extra time tomorrow morning for your commute to work or school.
In other news this evening, Spokane police have arrested a man suspected of stealing 9 cars off the lot of Northtown Auto Sales on Division last night.
So employees found a hole cut right through the roof this morning. They say a man had rappelled down inside, grabbing more than a dozen sets of keys. Then 9 cars were also taken. Police did recover some of them today. We'll hear from the dealership's general manager coming up on KREM 2 News at 6.
In tonight's other top stories, a federal grand jury has indicted a Spokane Valley couple on fraud charges for illegally obtaining COVID relief funds. According to that indictment, Raymond and Jennifer Hildebrand applied for and received $363,000 for their business, Hildebrand Auto Service. The indictment alleges they planned to use the money for a business that was not eligible for the funding. And the man arrested for making threats on Eastern Washington University's campus last week faced a judge today. A new court document are giving us a better idea of what happened that day. According to the documents, Justin Hale was collecting signatures for a petition to ban gender-inclusive bathrooms. Victims said he was using a racial slur, and when confronted about it, he became more aggressive. Court documents state that Hale then threatened to shoot up the school. After getting a notice from his job, Hale turned himself into police. He is charged with 2 counts of making bomb threats. Hale is being held in the Spokane County Jail on a $250,000 bond. His arraignment is expected on November 7th at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Happening right now, a memorial is growing outside of the Post Falls police station for an officer who died while on patrol. Tonight, flags across Idaho are flying at half staff in honor of Officer Nicholas McDaniel. He died from a massive heart attack over the weekend while on duty. McDaniel was just 36 years old. He had worked for the Post Falls Police Department for almost a year and also served as a police officer in Hawaii for 13 years. The man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students last November will be back in court on Thursday for 2 hearings. Those hearings were originally supposed to happen last month, but they were pushed to this week because people involved, they said, got sick back in September. The first hearing is sealed and closed to the public. Court records show the court, though, will take up Brian Koberger's motion to dismiss the grand jury indictment on grounds of biased grand jury, inadmissible evidence, lack of sufficient evidence, and prosecution prosecutorial misconduct in withholding exculpatory evidence. The second hearing will be open to the public and will happen at 2 o'clock Mountain Time. The court will take up his motion to dismiss on grounds of error in grand jury instructions.